Hello everyone, Pallytime here. Welcome back to the Free Time series. We are on a brand new character today. Well, I say brand new, level 32. Her name is Sonia. She's a female barbarian. Why have we named her Sonia? It's not that hard to figure out. But I have been leveling a barbarian. I picked barbarian because, quite simply, they were the only class that I had not gotten to the level cap ever in my Diablo history. I've leveled more monks than I can count. I have a few wizards at the level cap. You know, I have, I think, a couple crusaders that I've gotten there over the year. I don't actually know how long ago the expansion came out. I'm a little iffy on that. But barbarian is one of those classes that I've always just kind of pushed to the wayside and ignored. So we're going to change that. Also, whirlwind barbarians at the level cap, level 70, I believe, look absolutely insanely fun. Being able to sprint around with whirlwinds around you, like all over the place, just running through everything, cleaving it to death. I want to build up to that, and you know, might as well do it. It sounds like the season is going to be ending relatively soon, so I don't know how far we're going to get on this particular character. But my time management skills have been a little bit better as of lately, so I can dedicate a little bit more time to doing this whole Diablo thing. Here's the Storm is back on track. I have several videos in the bank ready to go. Some people, I know that this series isn't for everyone, obviously. And by all means, if you guys don't want to watch Diablo content, I am not forcing you to sit down and watch Diablo content. I think that's ludicrous. Some people saying, why are you wasting your time in this game when you could be making Heroes videos? Well, quite frankly, there's only so many hours a week that I can work without losing my sanity. And as I said, I play this video in my free time. They have a completely different vibe. I'm just 100% completely chill, usually when I'm doing these. You know, except for when we're pushing, like, that super hard content. You know, trying to go for a new personal best and stuff. Then, you know, it takes a little bit of focus, takes a little bit of attention. But, you know, this is kind of an escape for me. I can just get into a world, work on a character. And I've always really enjoyed, you know, progression in games, being able to take a character from nothing and make them extraordinary. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this series in the first place. With the Wizard, I wanted to take a character from nothing, show you guys the path to becoming, like, really cool, like, really, really good. I will say, though, that Barbarian is fucking boring so far. I've been watching episodes of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood as I've been leveling. I watched all of the ones that Netflix had, and then apparently the last season was on Amazon Instant Video. I had to fucking buy that, which I was not happy about, by the way. Having to buy media, ugh, it's the worst. But I've been watching that on my other monitor and kind of playing this, and I have to say, not the most exciting thing in the world. I did just change up my build for this video. Previously to this, I was just kind of walking around and sprinting through everything. I don't even have my little active shout up. I'm really bad at this game. But I was just using sprint, leap, and charge, and the idea was I was going to be solely focused on movement, and that was not working out. My impression of my barbarian so far is quite simply I have no single target damage at all. Like, when we're just going through here and we're clearing content, I mean, like, this is fine. We're clearing things at a decent rate. It's not amazing or anything. If we look at my character sheet, I'm just below 1,500 damage on my character sheet, which doesn't mean much at the end of the day, really. Let's not get frozen there, shall we? But single target damage, man, depending on, like... So when you're leveling up, gear kind of comes in waves. Like, for instance, we just got this giant upgrade to my old pants, and you'll just get giant upgrades, you know, here and there sporadically as you go. It's not like at the level cap where you'll be going along and, oh, this weapon could potentially do 2% more damage. It's like, no, you'll go from a weapon, and then the next upgrade you get is like 700% damage increase. Like, it's ridiculous jumps like that. So you'll be in these weird spots where you're in limbo and you're kind of waiting on your next weapon that you need to really, like, start clearing content quickly again. And in those little limbo areas that I find myself in, I mean, it was taking me 2 or 3 minutes to just beat down one of these bosses in just a normal rift. And just a normal Rift, that's a long time. We're not talking about greater Rift content here. We're just talking about casually leveling up in adventure mode. I could have used the Gem of Ease, which is a greater gem that we got on my wizard. Basically, the Gem of Ease, you put it in a weapon, and then that weapon can be equipped at any level. And I believe, I haven't used it in a long time, I believe the weapon then also grants extra experience. So the idea is, if I found a weapon that a barbarian could use while leveling up the wizard, I could simply give that weapon to the barbarian, put a Gem of Ease in it, and then have a trillion DPS at level 1 and go one-shot everything on Torment 6 difficulty. I decided not to do that for a number of reasons. Number one, I wanted to actually get a feel for what the class was like, because like I said, I've never gotten a barbarian to the level cap before. So everything I've done so far has actually been a learning experience. My build is 100% focused around, hey, I need Fury really bad. Can I please get some Fury? And it still seems like I'm Fury starved most of the time. Once I get to the level cap, I am planning on doing the whirlwind builds. I just kind of want to speed through everything, look really cool doing it. And obviously I'm going to take you guys along on that little adventure, but yeah, just leveling in general. Not the most exciting thing for barbarians. Am I doing something wrong? Is this not how you're supposed to level? I have Rend, which seems to do a pretty good amount of damage to everything around me. I have Leap, so I can get out of like wall effects or frozen effects if I need to. We have Wrath of the Berserker, which is a huge damage increase. And then Battle Rage, which increases our damage. It's kind of like a shout, kind of like one of the monk buffs. So, I mean, I come in here, I put Rend on targets, and then I Whirlwind. And when I'm out of Fury, I just auto-attack with our little Berserk thing. And then try to get Fury back. I have the rune on it that is increasing our Fury generations. All of my passives are focused around Fury generation, just so I can keep doing this basic combo as I'm leveling up. I mean, I think it's decently well thought out. I'm just not too sure. I'm really just not sure. But I am looking forward to it at the level cap. I think after this, I mean, I just wanted to show you guys like the mid-leveling experience, because when you're first starting out, I mean, obviously all the classes are pretty simplistic, and there's really not much to do on any of them. The real Diablo game doesn't start until you hit the level cap. I mean, I think we all pretty much know that by now. But I think after this, I'm going to get in a game with Rui or Pure Shield or Hengist or something, and just have them speed me up to the level cap, just so I can start working on the set, because that's what I find the most interesting in Diablo. Like I said, I like progression in video games. We do have a goblin over here. Let's go ahead and pop our whatever the fuck this ability was called. I can't look at it right now. I'm too busy spinning and winning. It's essentially just a huge damage increase. And you can see when things are hitting me, I can whirlwind for quite some time without any of the set bonuses and everything. But the second we start to lose a little bit of density, it's like all of that just goes away. All of that just goes away. What was this build? Wrath of the Berserker. Need to remember that. Need to remember that. I'm absolutely a barbarian noob. Witch Doctors, I have a pretty good idea of how to play a Witch Doctor at all levels. I feel like I have a good idea of how to play a Wizard now. I have a very good understanding of Monk, but that's about it. That's pretty much where my knowledge dips off. So we're trying to expand that just a little bit, be a more well-rounded Diablo player. Oh, by the way, I was looking at the patch notes for the next upcoming patch. That Herodric cube thing, oh my god. So I never played Diablo 2. I jumped right into Diablo 3, and I really fell in love with the game. Even when everyone hated it. Like, even when everyone hated Diablo, because it was like pay to win or whatever ridiculous claims people were making. I loved it. Just the idea, again, it's all about character progression, but the Herodric Cube, apparently it was in Diablo 2, and it was something that a lot of people have been missing in this game. I didn't even know that damn thing existed, and I'm so excited about it being implemented now that I've actually seen what it can do. The idea of taking an enchant off of one weapon and applying it to another. So basically, the one I keep thinking of is the Flying Dragon from Monks. What the Flying Dragon does is it doubles your attack speed, right? Doubles your attack speed. It's fucking incredible for certain builds. you can take that enchant off of the flying dragon and apply it to whatever weapon you just happen to be using in your main hand. So, for instance, a monk could use the flying dragon enchant on an ancient furnace and be dealing 50% or whatever more damage to elites every time he auto attacks with that ridiculous amount of attack speed, you know, depending on the build you go in. I mean, I will fully agree that that example was pretty niche and probably not the most topical one. But for instance, my wizard that we've been playing for the last however long it's been, I have a weapon that I use to farm in that allows me to teleport without a cooldown. It just uses your arcane power instead of giving you however long of a cooldown teleport normally has. I can't really use it to push content because I need the bonus from my main weapon that allows me to summon in another Hydra. But with the cube, theoretically, I could have the effects of both weapons and be very mobile and also maintain my advantage of having both Hydras out. I mean, the prospects of that are just phenomenal. Like, I'm really, really, really looking forward to that. That's going to add so much to the game for, like, build diversity and things of that nature. You're going to be able to theory craft things that have not been possible in the past. And I think it's going to make the next season very, 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 very interesting. On top of that, that's not the only thing that the cube does. It also allows you to, for instance, re-roll sets. I probably could have done a better job of explaining that. But basically, focus and restraint. It's a prime example. Hengus just started playing Diablo. He's sinking a decent amount of time into it. And he's trying to get the focus and restraint rings. All he can seem to find is restraint. He has like 6 rings of restraint, and he can't seem to get focus. So what he can do is go over to the Herodric Cube, use one of the modes that the damn thing has, and basically allow himself to change that set piece into another item in the set. Now, for 2-piece sets, that's crazy good because you automatically basically get the other item. But the idea is, let's say, for a Witch Doctor, you're trying to build the Zuniamasa set, which is 6 pieces. You need all 6 pieces now. And you don't want the helm because there's another helm better. And you have the helm. You can simply turn it into another piece and hopefully get the one you need. And you can just do that indefinitely, as far as I understand. You can keep using that portion of the Herodric Cube until you can finish off your set. Or get an item that you want more than the helmet. Which I think is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. There are some other things you can do with it. I don't remember too many of them off the top of my head. I know you can farm specific gems with it, which is a pretty cool concept. I'm looking forward to that. So, for instance, when you play as a monk, you only need green gems. Green gems are the only gems you need. And you'll probably always be out of green gems because you're going to be building them up into, you know, the highest version of that gem. So, in this perfect world, you'll be able to turn your red gems that you never use at all into green gems, so you can just level those up a little bit faster. It seems like a lot of really, really good quality of life changes. And I'm honestly more excited about the future of Diablo, than I have been in a long time. It just seems like season after season after season, they are improving the game by leaps and bounds, and it really does make me want to come back and just experience the game again. I mean, if it wasn't for seasons in the first place, I guarantee you I would not still be playing this game or have even a remote interest in this game, because when you're playing on just the normal account, it's so easy to just like dedicate time to a character and then look at that character and be like, well, where do I go now? I feel like I've done everything. But the seasons, you know, having to start from scratch, it somehow just feels better. I don't know. I don't get it. So this is how bosses go for me. They're really fucking boring. I don't do anything. Just gotta pop my cooldowns, auto attack a lot. We'll beat them down eventually. I hope the barbarian gets a little bit more entertaining at the level cap, because I have to say, leveling, not the funnest thing in the whole world. I know there are a lot of people that love the barbarian class, so you'll have to tell me your opinions on it, maybe what I'm doing right or what I'm doing wrong. I'd be happy to hear it. But I'm going to go ahead and close this rift up, see if I can get power leveled up to the cap, start working on that. If I can't get power leveled, well, I'll just watch something on Netflix and keep on grinding. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This one was a little different. Usually I cut these up quite a bit. But, you know, we're just doing some casual leveling over here, so we might as well, you know, just have a nice little chill talk with myself, because that's not weird. It's pretty weird. Do we get any upgrades? 2% damage increase. Booyah. Looks like that's about it. Well, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We'll start progressing on this character in the next episode. At least be at the level cap. I don't want to do too much leveling stuff. And I'll see you all next time.